Oh my gosh, guys, I have missed you so much. I know that you don't know that I haven't gotten into my craft room for several days now, but I know that I missed talking to you all. But it's just been super busy, and you know, with this new puppy, I'm still getting battle scars, but they're not as bad. I guess they're not as bad anymore, but he is still, wow, full-time. Anyway, this, I'm so sorry, this is the 5th and final style of page that we created in the first couple of videos, and I am covered with dry glue because I've been doing other things as well. And I am just a mess. I'm just a mess. But that means I'm having fun. So that's all good. So this is a belly band, which we've had up here. And then we have a right flap and a left flap. And of course our center. So that is the page. Super simple. Yes. But, you know. Okay, so we have our June paper, and you know, it's just got the swirls on the back, just like all of the other ones. I have chosen in the back of, I think, just about every Graphic 45 12 by 12 pack that you get. I don't know if it's, it's been so long since I've worked with the 8 by 8. I don't know if it's in there, but in the back of every 12 by 12, you usually get this cream colored sheet, and I have chosen to work this in with this grouping, and I went ahead and cut my June just like I've been doing, and I will be using this piece. These pieces I am going to use the back side, so I'll just switch this around just so you can see what out of everything I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using the June, the stamps, not the June. This piece here with the scalloped edge, I am going to cut out the scallops, and then, but I will first cut out this strip. So I will have that. I just didn't do that yet. Yeah, that's all I was going to do with that one. This one here is totally probably going to be used for the back. And I'm going to keep this strip as is, I believe. So I'll have that. And then out of this one, I may use the June. I may use the... those are Lily of the Valley, which is my favorite flower, and but we have the stripes, so mainly that's what I'm going to be using. So you guys can cut this out the same way, or you can do it differently. Now I do have some of the chipboard pieces, and I am using this one. If you have that one, if you don't, you could just use a stamp, okay? Totally don't have to have the chipboard pieces. Or if you have the stickers, I'm using this sticker. This sticker would totally work for what I'm going to use this for, okay? So, lots of options. You don't have to go out and buy the chipboard pieces or whatever. If you don't have the chipboard or the stickers, you can just use a stamp, okay? And I will try and not use one of the stamps in my designs just in case you're going to use one of the stamps. Okay. So, and I don't know if I am going to add anything else but this 12 by 12 cream colored sheet. We'll just have to, you know, figure it out as we go. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and take the elements out that I know I'm going to use and don't want to cut up. And I'm going to put those off to my side. All right. And then I have these for decoration. And now on our first one, I'm going to go ahead and put this off to the side. I'm going to go ahead and cut off the perforation from my paper. All right, now let's see. I know I want to put the June in the front here, and the chipboard piece will go right about here. I think that's the bottom. Yeah, so it's just going to go around the bottom. Not sure what I'm going to do with the hole yet. I'm sure I will figure something out though. I am going to thin this down. I have started thinning it down, but I do need to, I think, get it a bit thinner. So you just kind of go couple of layers at a time. Just take your time with it. Try not to poke yourself in the finger and bleed all over your project. Let's see, I am recording and you can hear me. Yay. I just had to do a voiceover on one of my Dinosaur Kingdom, and I really don't like doing the voiceovers. Well, for one reason, it was the last video. I think it's the 13th video, and I didn't remember, and I didn't have the book with me. You know, I've already sent that off to my grandson, so I was saying, sorry guys, I don't know what I was saying here, but I can tell you what I think it is. Yeah, so it was interesting. You do get, you know, I do go over all of the things that I did and explain all of those moves, but then there were some times when my hands were just really going. I must have been telling you a funny or, you know, something very interesting, and I just could not remember what it was I was saying. But all the other stuff, you know, yeah. Okay, I think that's probably thin enough. We don't want to lose too much of the stiffness that you get from all these layers, but I don't want to add so much thickness from something that's, you know, not really doing a lot for the book. Okay. Alrighty. Alrighty. So, we are going to need another sheet of black paper for this. So, we're going to have to get that out as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Let me clean off all of this mess. Okay. I have got so many things that I'm trying to do before I'm going in September. It's August right now. I'm going in September, God willing, and the creek don't rise and the COVID doesn't get crazy, up to my girlfriend's. She's got a cabin in the mountains, and she and I go. We leave our husbands, our dogs, everything. And we go up and we craft for 2 weeks. We do go down for essentials and showers because there's no running water. And there's an outhouse. But it is fun. It is fun. Oh, let me tell you now. I'm going to be cutting across this way first, and then we'll cut down. Oh my gosh, yeah, we just have a ball. We just have a ball. Now, her and her husband are trying to sell it, and they have not had, they had a lot of people, you know, kind of kicking the tires, but nobody's jumped on it, which has made Laurel and I, you know, at this point, since we're so close to seeing with each other, I don't like where I put that mark. we're glad it's not sold. But I told her, I said, the day I leave, I hope somebody comes knocking on your door with cash in hand. So I do want them to sell it for them, but that place is wonderful. There's no TV, no cell phone, no home phone. There's nothing. So you are completely off the grid, and it is fantastic. Okay, so here is this page, but I do want to think about see, this part is my closure, all right? And that's where this other black sheet will come in, which I'll tell you in a few minutes. I do have a pencil mark. And let's see here. What do I have? How about a little bit of lace coming out of that hole? Where is it? There it is. How about a little bit of lace? I think that might be nice. Probably got more than I need, but it's better than not having enough. So let's see what we can do here with this. Yeah, we go shopping. We don't know if we're going to do that this time. Usually we go to, I go around the time when the Stamp and Scrap Expo is up there. I believe it's in Puyallup, Washington. But of course they're not doing that this year. So yeah, I like that, but we need this much shorter. Okay. I don't know if I like that even. Actually, I think I like it just kind of bringing it down. Get the knot in the hole. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to get a little Fabri-Tac. And just run me a bead down that I can put this flatten it out. Since I already have dried Fabri-Tac all over my fingers, that will be fine. And then I will take a little bit of, well, I want to do the score tape. Or let's see. I think it'll be fine. I'll let that dry. I'll let that dry. Okay. Let's ink this puppy up. Don't think I'm going to do anything else on this. I'm just doing this off camera. Sorry guys, I don't want to get the black little tidbits that this darn little thing. Wow. Okay. I'm going to cut my little edge off my 8 and make this a true 8.5 by 11. And I'm going to fold it in half. Oh, I didn't bring my my old one, my trusty old one. I left it out in the other room watching TV with my husband. So now you can see that this is going here. And that is going to give me 6.5. So good for putting photos in. I like to be able to at least get the 4x6s in without cutting. That's always my goal. So I'm going to cut this at 6.5. Oh, that is very thick paper. So let's try this again. Yes, that's going to look very nice. Okay. But since this is going to go in the front, should I put June on here? And then do something else for this? I actually think, now we had in my initial stuff, I'm pretty sure I told you guys to get some acetate, but now I'm racking my brain to see if I actually did tell you guys to get some acetate. Well, if you don't have any acetate, then you won't be able to do this, but I think I'm going to make an acetate pocket on the front of this. So then you'll actually have a picture there. Ooh. Maybe I'll make the acetate pocket on here. And this acetate sheet's great size. Okay, so let's see if we can build a frame with our scraps. So remember, I told you we will be using up a good bit of scraps. And I don't think I like any of these colors with, whoops, what about that blue? Nope, I don't like that. Don't like the green. The craft will work. If you want to choose another color, you go right ahead and choose another color. But I think this looks very classy on craft. But I want to go ahead and make a frame using my scraps. So let's do that, guys. We're going to use our scraps up. All right, first thing we need is a piece of copy paper, and I'm pretty sure I have oh, for heaven's sakes, come on. Here we go. This is actually a piece of kind of cardstock. It's a little thicker than copy paper, but that's okay because, you know, it's what I got. So now I want to go back and I'm going to measure this out for the same, the way I would mat it. Get your copy paper, your thin paper, whatever it is, and cut the white down to the size. There we go. Okay, just checking the sizing out, and we're doing pretty well. Okay, so frame. I'm still clanking. I can't stand that. So we need 4 pieces. These are all good size. If you can find 4 pieces the same size, then you're doing great. I think these will work really well. I don't know that you need 4 because the short sides, one will probably get, I don't know. Okay, but we got 4. So grab 4 pieces out of your, the thinner, whatever size you got. I will tell you what mine is. See, let me see now. If I do that, this is 1.5. I think I will cut these down to, let's see, if I do 3/4 and then 3/4, that will give me 5 3/4. So yeah, I think I'll do 5/8. Let's just do 5/8. And 5/8 is, let's see, 5/8 is in centimeters, about 1.5 centimeters. Okay, so that's kind of where we're at. So I'm going to cut these down, so I won't need 4 of them, I don't think, to 3/4 of an inch, and they won't fit on here. And my other cutter is in the other room. Yay! How wonderful. Okay, so you know what? There's always several ways to make things happen. So we're just going to use our Timmy ruler. So I have the 3 solid black lines down is 3/4 of an inch. So line up, get it on the white here. Line it up 3/4 of an inch. Where am I? Right there. Okay. And get your trusty old craft knife out. Oh, I know. I just said 5/8, didn't I? Not 3/4. See, guys, I don't even pay attention to myself. So slide it down to the first dotted line past the second solid line. So you'll go 2 solid lines, and then you go to the dotted line. That's 5/8. And just give it a cut. And let's see, I got another one here. So there is 2. And we need 2 more. All right, so there we go. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to throw these little ones away. I just don't see 1/4 of an inch. There's not a whole lot I can do with that. And I'm not running out, so if I was running low, I'd keep those. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to get these to be the exact size. Where's my scissors? Again, those are out in the front too. Here, I'll use me Martha's. There we go. And this one, let's see, we'll use this way. Just line it up with the paper. Flip it around and cut. Okay. So there's the top one and the bottom one. Now we're going to do this on both sides. Line it up with the paper. So your first important thing is that they're all the same width. And that is what is going to help it work. So there's that side. And here is this side. Okay, and this one I will keep. Okay, that little piece toss. All right, so now what we'll do, and if you have a little binder clip, it does help. You're going to take these two pieces and you're going to fit them edge to edge. Put the little clip on there. So I have this top piece all the way over to the edge here, and this bottom piece all the way over to the edge here. So it kind of makes a square. Get it back into, and you want it to be nice and straight. Then you're going to take your scissors and you're going to go from corner to corner. And that is going to give you a nice corner for your frame. Wonderful, huh? Yeah. Okay, so you just keep doing that. Line them up. Take your time with this. Make sure that you're getting it exactly the way you want it. Double check both sides. And then be really careful when you cut. There we go. And don't mix them up. This is the top piece. Leave it at the top. That's why you see me kind of picking them up and going around the square or the rectangle, going around clockwise, counterclockwise, whichever way you want to do it. It just helps keep them straight. You know that, because this side may be a little longer than this side, because we never cut everything just perfectly. We try. So if you, and you want to make sure that this is on this side, because if you flip it over, it's not, because we're cutting these, we're not cutting them perfect. Okay, so you just kind of keep it in order. If you get them out of order, then you're probably not going to have a good fit. And you won't know until you go to do the last one, usually. All right, I think I've got that a little too high. There we go. And get it right in the corner to that point. There we go. Okay, so this goes here, this goes here, this goes here. Get all these thrown away. Alrighty. So, doop 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 doop. I do want to put decorative paper on here, but I think I just want to do the brown. So I think I'm going to just take some of my scraps, because we have got lots of scraps. See, is that long enough? That one's not long enough. That one's long enough. That's long enough. That's long enough. And that's not wide enough. Is that long enough? Nope. So I might have to cut off a piece or two from the other stuff, but I am going through your scraps. Use what you got. Okie dokie. Use your stuff. up. So this is 5/8. So I'm going to cut these I'm going to cut them at 1/2 inch. And I probably can get 2 out of this one. Yes, I can. So there, that'll be good. That'll be the 2 long ones. There we go. So that takes care of the 2 long ones. And this should take care of the 2 shorter ones. I hope. I hope. There's that one. And what do I have left here? Yep. Goody, 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 goody gumdrops. Okay. Now you don't have to do the black if you don't want to. If you just want to do it in the colored cardstock, then just do that 5/8. But I just think it being layered is going to make it a little more interesting. Oops, that's that one. All right, well, not really going to be long enough. And that, are you 1 inch wide? You are. Okay, I'm going to have to do it this way because that is just not quite long enough. Okay. Oh, of course I put it away. I put it away. No. Okay. We got it on 1/2 inch. Cut. And this should be 1/2 inch. Yeah. Okay. So we've got 2 1/2 inches. And I don't think I'm going to need this end, but I'm going to cut it off just in case. Okay, so these longer ones I do not need. Okay, let's get something done. Something done. Okay, first I'm going to ink them all. So I'm going to ink all 4 of these and I'll be back. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I've inked these. I'm going to put these back over here. I've inked these up just on the sides. The ends are going to get cut. So what we're first going to do is move these off. I'm going to take and do the same thing that I did with the black pieces and line them up with the paper. I'm going to take a pair. I'm going to take do I have that? My pencil. Take your time with this. And I'm going to put a mark there. And I'm going to do the same thing with this side. And I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, so that I know that I've got everything marked the way I needed it to get marked. Now, the first one that I did, where's my mark? Right here. I'm going to put a number 4 above the pencil line on the short side so that I know that that's where I measured. It's just easier to try and keep it so it's going to work for us the best that we can. And I'm going to put a little 2 above this one So I know that that's where that's going to go. So put that over there. And you'll notice that on all of these I am cutting off the got a little bit of hangy paper right there. Okay. I'm cutting all these little tidbits off when I'm measuring. Pencil mark, and I'm going to write a 1 on this one. And then down here, pick it up. Come on, girl. Pick it up. Okay, line them up. Flip her over. Draw a line, and this one is 3. Okay. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get our little ruler out again. And we are going to, I'll slide this over just a smidge. I don't want to get anything confused or flipped over or anything like that. So I am going to take my ruler, and I am going to take 1/8 of an inch, which is the first dotted line, and line that 1/8 of an inch dotted line up with my paper, and I'm going to cut. There we go. So this is number 1. And I'm just going to lightly, over in the corner that's going to get cut off, put a number 1 on it. So same thing here. I'm trying to get it. Yeah, that's it. That's the best way. Trying to, this way they're a little shorter than the number 2. And then they'll be a good mat. I'm so sorry. Oop. Okay, number 3. And there we go, number 4. Okay, so now we're going to go through the exact same process. We're going to start here and take the number 4 to the number 1, line them up, get your little clip, and there you go. So there's the first cut. Actually, if we make them shorter, yeah, so the first cut, actually, let's do it an easier way. We don't really need to do that. Put it where you're going to want it. Actually, let's glue these suckers down. And I left my glue out there too. Holy Toledo. Okay, I know I got tons of glue, but here we go. Let's just use a little of this stuff. Okay, so we're going to put these pieces down where we want them on our frame. And we're going to let the ends hang off. And then we're going to cut them so they will be perfectly fitting. There we go. And then just cut them off. How cool is that? Easy peasy, folks. Easy peasy. Okay. So let's put this down on our number 1. And we do want to make sure that when these are together, that it is lining up nicely. Good. And then cut this one off. Got a little globule of glue. Okay, so we're going to cut this off. Oops. All right, so there's that one. Put the glue on here. Try and get it in the center. And let's make sure, of course that's got glue on it, so you don't want to, let's make sure we're going to look nice. This can go up just a smidge. I forget, this doesn't dry near as fast, so I was really trying to squinch it, and it didn't need squinching, it just needed sliding. I like having this glue when I need to be able to move things around, and because it doesn't dry fast. Okay, this one's kind of hanging over the edge just a smidge too much. There we go. And I think I took a little of the black off with that one. That was not good. Move that up just, oh, see, it's drying now. Okay. So there's that one, and that one. And now we're going to get this one done. I am putting glue all the way down to the ends because I don't know, you know, I want to make sure that I'm getting glue where I need it. Get it in the center. Let's cut off this one end and check. Oh, I didn't cut off that end. Let's see how we're looking. Well, how did that get so thin? That must have been that one piece I thought was a 1/2 inch and it wasn't. Well, I will just have to put something down to hide it. I will just put something down to hide it. Okay, and then let's cut this one off and make sure that this is going to okay. All right, now I'm just going to go ahead and glue these down to our white paper. Easiest way to do it. We're just going to glue this down to our white paper. Now, don't get them mixed up, but I want to be able to see what I'm doing here. And we're going to do point to point. Covering all of the white, but not going beyond it. Because that's where you measured. So it should go and cover all of the white. Now, if you want to do this in designer paper, you go right ahead and do it in designer paper. I just don't think I'm going to have enough. Or if you want to do it in a different color than the brown stuff. I just was nervous that I was not going to have... Oh, that was good. Okay, line it up. Don't go over the white edge. I mean, you want to go to the white edge, but don't go over it. Okay. Isn't it lovely? And then this one. Come on, sweet pea. Give me some glue, baby. Give me some glue. I think I'm gonna have to buy some more of this stuff. Don't use it all that often, but when I do use it, because I need a glue that doesn't dry, I like this glue. It works very nicely. Alright. Again, right to the edge, but don't go over. Alright. And hopefully we're working. I must have twisted something because it's not working just right, but that is totally workable. We can figure it out. That's not a big deal. This is not the easiest thing to do, and it does require that you be very precise. So if you don't want to do this, then don't. We're just going to have to kind of make this bottom one fit. And it doesn't want to. I must have flipped something. And I'm not going to be very good at this. No, not very good at that at all. I'm just trying to cut off what's hanging over the edge. so that I can get this. Salvage it. I want to salvage it. Okay. That works for me. Now, excuse me, because we want to make this an acetate, this white piece is totally not needed. So you have two options. You can leave a white edge, or you can take it all the way off. That is totally up to you. I am going to take it all the way off. So I am going to just put my ruler right at the edge of that black and cut down. Again, right to the edge of the black. And cut down. And one more time. See, you just follow the instructions. And if you still have a little bit hanging, just get your scissors and do a little clipping. Just a little clip. So I didn't want to take a chance and cut into my frame. There we go. And you can save that, use it for something at some point. Okay. Now, get the acetate back out. And we're going to, a marker is usually handy to have around when you do an acetate. I usually keep this little Sharpie pen. And we're just going to make a mark where we're going to cut it. And we're going to cut it. And most cutters will cut the acetate pretty nicely. If yours doesn't, just get your ruler and craft knife out and do it that way. Okay. So, there, once we glue that down, it's a little dirty. Let me get a whoopsie, whoopsie, whoopsie. I'm just going to get a glass cleaner and clean my acetate right up. So yeah, another little hack for you if you ever need to clean your acetate up. Okay, much better. Okay, so now let's put some double-sided tape down. You can glue it if you so desire. I have that little piece. Just remember, some glues do not work on plastic very well. I am about to run out. I'll have to get into my stash and pull out another 1/4 of an inch score tape here. we go. Always give it a good burnish. Let's take the backing off. I've had to move my trash can so many times because the dog gets into it. I've just got the little short little trash cans, you know, like you get at the dollar store. Well, he can walk up and stick his face right in there and rummage around for anything he wants. So, yeah, it doesn't work great. Okay, and then we're just going to lay our acetate down. Whoops. Well, that should work. Yeah, it works. And then give it a good burnish. Make sure that you have good adhesion. Okay, so an acetate window is born. My surface is pretty dirty. I have been so multitasking throughout a ton of stuff. All right. Okay, so let's pull this back in. Now we're going to want something underneath here to be pretty. And I am not sure. I actually think maybe we will just do this for this one and not waste paper on something that will get covered up by a picture. And here is a 4x6, so it's going to totally cover up, you know, in there. Okay. Alrighty then. Yes, I will enjoy that. And we are going to put, because something happened that my corners didn't, I must have flipped something over. I'll have to watch the video and see what I did, since it's on video. But you guys know what not to do. Okay, so what we're going to do is first, let's, okay, put this down, line up on two sides, and then I want to add an inch on the top and an inch on this side. So, and then that's what we're going to cut out. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 solid lines is an inch on the Timmy ruler. So there's that. One, two, three, four. Yep. And down. Okay, so that's what I need to cut out to make this frame. So I'm going to first cut this way across because that will give me the largest mass. Okay, put that over here in our keep pile. Okay, now get your scoreboard out. Just keep following along with me, guys. This isn't scary. It's going to be just fine. We're going to do a 1/2 inch on each side. Make sure you have it nice and pushed against this edge and this edge each time. Okay, so we're going to cut these little boxes. It made 4 little boxes, little squares on the ends, and we're going to cut them at a little bit of an angle and right into the center section, the intersection of where the score marks are. Okay, so just like this. Just take your time. Okay. Let's put this away, get it out of our way so you can see everything I'm doing. Throw these away. Okay, so we're going to give each one of them a fold and a burnish. That did not fold very well. There we go. Okay. So let's yappers, yappers. Dapper-doo. I want let's see. I want it to be like this. So the reason being, putting this bottom strip on top of these 2 top strips. When you go to put your photo in, you're not going to have to contend with that in the corners. You are going to have a little snippet that is going to be a little bit of a bothersome thing trying to get your photo in there. But, and actually, because this is absolutely a 4x6, we can glue this bottom piece down. And then this will only go down to that bottom piece and rest on that, which will give the photo, get the photo right where it needs to be. So that's one thing we're going to do. Yay. Yay. And actually this one strip, I think I'm just going to fold this down just to give it a little bit more strength. Waiting for the glue. There we go. Come on. Come on. There we go. Get some more air in there. There we go. There. Just fold that over. And that's going to be the top where you're going to slide your photo in. We're still going to put these down first on the sides. And then we're going to go ahead and put glue on the entire bottom. That way our picture will not go too far down into our pocket. There we go. Now we can glue our frame. Oh, it's like staticky and the heater's not on. I don't know why I got so much static. Okay, got glue. So let's just glue this spot here. You do want to get right to this edge so that it doesn't have any problems. All right. So line it up, one of the bottom corners, the other bottom corner, and then just lay it down. All right, so now we have a nice pocket, and our 4x6 is going to slide in there and stop where it needs to stop, so it will be in the right spot. Yes, and we may put a actual tag in there, but remember, this is for me. But you could put an actual tag in there, like take your whatever colored cardstock you're using or something like that. Okay, so now we have this. Now my only problem is why don't we do this one here? Although it would be difficult. No, it wouldn't. It'll be very easy. And then we can close these down, and let's see how well this still fits. Yeah. And that'll hold everything closed. Okay. Okay. And I think I am still going to put my July wherever I put it. Where did I put my June? This is June. I think I'm still going to put this in the front here. And this will just get decorated. I think I like that better than having the June on this, because, you know, part of this is going to get covered and part of this is going to get covered. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. Come on. All right. Get it right where we want it. Yeah. Get that glue moved around in there. Okay, now for this, I think I'll use some Fabri-Tac since I don't have my art glitter. And I'm just going to go up about 1/3 of the distance up, and that's how far I'm going to glue this. If you want to put some score tape on it, you can, but usually when you're putting a tag in onto score tape, you can damage the product, damage your tag or whatever it is that you're putting in there. I think that's going to be perfect right there. And I like that, just wrapped. I could have cut some of the excess off, but I think it'll help hold it. Okay, so there is page 1. And I just kind of eyeballed a little off center because I didn't want to cover up the June. All right, so we're going to put this here, which I like, and we can just glue this down. And since you built it on your white copy paper, you know it's the right size, the correct size. It's actually a little smaller than this piece because this piece is a little larger. So I'm just centering it. And I think that will work just fine. Let's flip it over. See, this is just a regular cheapy score tool, and it damages, it mars the paper, where my Teflon one that I usually have doesn't. Okay. Make sure I didn't have any glue down. So there, got my nice pocket. I like that. Cool beans. Okay, now let's see what we've got. And I have all of this. So I am going to figure out what I'm going to do with all of this loveliness. And since we've got the two main things, well, we've got our closure, which is going to be a nice booklet. You can just make it a tag if you just want one piece. That's fine. So we have to go with the belly band, the top of the belly band. We have the front page, so we need 1, 2, 3, and the belly band and the little top here. So not bad. Probably we'll do, I'm probably going to cut this in half like I did, but first I'll have myself a strip and I'll cut it in half. But I will come back once I figure that out, guys, and I'm going to go and get my actual good glue. It's driving me nuts. Okay, so far so good. We have made, you now know how to make a framed pocket. And yeah, good. I'll be back in a sec.